This is a tutorial video for Premiere Pro CS6 for beginners getting started on your project. When you first open up Adobe Premiere, you're going to get this welcome box. You're going to have three options. Option 1 is opening up a new project from scratch. Option 2 is open project from an existing project, and help will send you online to Adobe's help desk. I'm going to click on new project and it's going to pull up this box. In general video display format, I want to keep as timecode. Audio display I want to keep as audio samples, and capture format is only relevant if you're going to be pulling footage straight from your camera into Adobe Premiere. HDV means your camera was shot as high definition, and DV means was shot as standard definition. Next, I want to browse the location where I want to send all of my Premiere files to. I made these folders right here to keep all my assets and everything I use organized. And I'm going to save this Premiere folder in the file called Premiere, because Premiere will automatically make separate folders when you make this project, and I want to keep it all in one spot and location so it doesn't get all scattered within my project. Select that folder. Next, I'm going to go to Scratch Disk. These by default are going to be on your C drive. You want to change every single one of these to same as project, because Premiere will make these hidden files. They're PEK and CFA files that use up a lot of gig on your C drive, and if you don't know where to find them to delete them after your project is done, your C drive is going to fill up fast. And then next, I'm going to name my project and click on OK. The next screen that I have is the settings you want your timeline to be set in. These are all of the different settings you can choose from. Now you want to choose what your camera video was shot as, or what you want your end product to be exported as. If you don't know at this time, you can actually change it once your project is started. So I'm going to just choose HDV 1080p 24 because that's what my camera was shot as, and I'm going to keep the sequence name as sequence 1, and I'm not going to change anything in settings or tracks, and I'm just going to click OK. If this is the first time opening up a project, you want to change your autosave settings, and to do that you want to go to Edit, Preferences, General, go down to Autosave, check on Automatically Save Projects, and I like to do it every 10 minutes because the worst thing that can happen is you're working on a project for an hour and your software crashes or your computer turns off and you didn't have a chance to save it. If you do this, then your project will automatically save within that Premiere folder that we created our project in every single 10 minutes, and you can go back to that project that it auto-saved and open it up from that time. I don't like to have too much versions open, so I just keep that at 5 and I click OK. Once you get into Adobe, this is what it looks like. This is called your workspace, and you can customize your workspace however you like. This is how I like my workspace when I edit my videos. Right here I have my project tab, and this is where you import all your files and your assets. In effects, this is where you will find all the effects you can add to your audio and your video. Effects control will give you more detailed effects that you can put to your video and audio. Your program monitor is your monitor of your video as you're playing it. And I like to have my audio all the way to the right, expanded, so I can see the details of my dBs. And at the bottom you're going to have your timeline. This is where you are actually editing your video. To customize your workspace, if you hover your mouse over the edge of the tab, you'll be able to expand or shorten the tab. You can also grab the name and drag and drop it in a different area, or you can drag it off to the side and make its own new area for that tab. I just want you to make sure you set it up however you are comfortable with and what's easiest for you to edit your videos in. This is how I like my videos to be edited. And if you don't find all of these tabs when you are setting up your workspace, if you go into Windows, then you'll be able to see all of your options here. Also, if you have a tab that you don't need and you don't want to see it, if you exit out of it, then it'll just get rid of it, and if you need to get back into it, it's right here again. Adobe also has automatically created workspaces right here. If you want to go through each one and see if you like how they set up their workspace, you can. Also, you can reset your workspace if you start moving your tabs around and you screw it up so much that you don't know how to get it back. You just reset it, and it'll go back how you originally started with. Now I'm going to go into importing assets into my projects tab here. There are a few different ways you can import your assets into your project. You can pull up the folder where everything is located. I'm going to pull up a video of a wedding that I did. I'm going to drag and drop it into this tab. And there it is right there. Or you can go into this blank space and double click on it and it'll pull up your import folder. And I'm going to insert a song that I need for the video. And double click on it and it opens up right there. Or you can do the keyboard shortcut, which is Control-I, and it'll open up your import tab again. And I'm going to click on another song that I need for this video. And here you see all of your assets. If yours does not look like that, it may be because you're in your icon view here. You can choose either one that you like. If you're in your icon, you can scan through your video, and that might be helpful. But for what I'm doing, I like to keep it into my list view. To help keep your project organized, I like to make bins. And in order to do that, you go into your projects tab and you right click and do new bin. I just name it the different assets that I use, so I'm going to put one as songs. I'm going to do another one as raw footage. And sometimes I like to do one as sequences if I have a lot of timelines. And I'm going to select each thing and I'm going to stick it in there. Sticking it in these bins will not change anything that you have changed in your timeline. It just helps keep all your footage and all your assets sorted, because by the time you're done editing your video, you might have over 100 assets, and if they're all in one location, it's going to be a mess to go through and try and figure out where everything is. Now I'm going to start inserting my assets down to my timeline here, and there's a few different ways you can do that. One way is to go into your video. I'm going to select it, I'm going to drag and drop it into the timeline. Now it gives me this warning because it's saying that the timeline that I created in the beginning of the project does not match the settings that this video was filmed at. So you can either choose to change the sequence settings to match the video, or you can keep the existing settings that you made this timeline to. I'm going to change the settings because I want the video to look exactly the same as what it was shot as. So here this yellow line tells me that it is in fact the same. If it was red, then that would mean that it does not match the video that I inserted in there. And to expand, zoom in and zoom out on my video, you click on the minus button on your keyboard to zoom out and the plus button to zoom in. Now you can click here in the grays tab to scan through your video, and then you can also expand your audio here so you can see your audio peaks here. So I'm going to select this part of the video, and if I push my space bar button, it plays it, the video, and if I press it again, it stops the video. Now another way to insert the video into my timeline is to go to my video. I'm going to select it, drag and drop it into this new items icon and let it go. Now it makes a separate timeline here that's named exactly the same name as what my video is named as, and that ensures that the settings that this video was shot as is set exactly the same in the timeline, and it is indeed in fact because it is yellow right here. And you can do the same thing. I'm going to zoom out of my video so I can see my whole timeline, and you can insert the same way on everything. I'm going to insert a song here, drag it down here. Now it doesn't work right here because this is a video. You can only insert audio where audio is located on your timeline. And now I put it in my audio, and I can click on these again to see where my peaks are. I'm going to expand this to help me see this. And here you have your videos and your audio back to back on top of each other. And I'm going to stick this song here. Now I have another video I would like to stick right here, and then you start clipping however you like. Now that I showed you how to begin a project in Adobe Premiere, you can check out my training videos on editing a project in Adobe Premiere CS6 in later videos. And thank you for watching my tutorial video on how to begin a project in Adobe Premiere Pro CS6.